It really is unbelievable, Ramsey. And you could hear the crowd cheering for Clyde Cow yesterday if you were watching. Now, we are at Castle Medical Center on the windward side, and we wanted to talk about some of the events that are going on here. And just down the road in Maunawili, the ʻAha, the Native Hawaiian Convention, has been going on for the past month. Today is the final day of the meeting, and we wanted to bring in one of the participants. Becky Soon was kind enough to come here and talk a little bit about what they have been up to. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Mahalo for having me.
Absolutely. You know, we've been so curious because so many people have been wondering what you've been doing and what you have decided as far as what you would like to do as a Native Hawaiian government.
And we really have been having those deep, rich, intense conversations over the last few weeks. So much of the time that we've been spending together has been about learning, understanding various perspectives, talking about and wrestling with the questions of what would a government look like? How would it serve our needs? How would it work together with existing governments that are within our community still? And we anticipate will continue to be in our community. And ultimately, we are still deciding what that looks like. Today's the last day. We have a number of proposals that are on the floor this morning, and we are wrestling with the various constitutions and possible governing documents that we've been put forward.
Could you give me kind of a brief overview of maybe what some of those proposals contain, of what you think this might look like in the future?
Well, without sort of going into things that we haven't quite voted on just yet, we have been having a lot of conversations about, what would a government actually look like? I mean, when we talk about what a Native Hawaiian government is, it's partly about understanding our values. It's partly about understanding how those values would play out, but it's also about the nuts and bolts of a government. And so you'll see things like an executive branch. You'll see things like a legislature. You'll see things like a judiciary. You'll see the kinds of things that we understand to be what government does and how government serves the needs of the people.
What do you say to your critics who believe that this is not the right path, that they want something different, that this was all predetermined, that you would go for federal recognition versus independence? And I don't know what you have decided, but they've been very loud about it.
And we say to them, mahalo. Honestly, mahalo for sharing their perspective, for sharing their mana'o. Their mana'o is making its way in the room in many, many, many ways. Participants are carrying it into the room. We carry it into our heart. We carry it into our conversations. Honestly, the truth of the matter is that this is a process that all Native Hawaiians are given the opportunity to participate in. And for better or for worse, various people chose whether or not they wanted to be there in the room. And those of us that are there are carrying the kuleana of doing our best and really asking for grace to do our best to put forward something that we think serves the needs of our community. But their voices are absolutely heard and are absolutely being reflected in the document.
From your perspective, how exciting is it just to be a part of this? Because this is something that so many people have wanted for more than a century.
Absolutely. And it's extremely exciting and it's humbling. It's empowering. The people that I get to sit in the room with every day and talk about really important issues that sit at the na'au, that sit at the core of who we are as a people. Though these are people that have been fighting and have been working for our community for centuries, for generations, and throughout all different modes, on the front lines, within our governmental structures, within our communities. They're fighting in the lo'i, they're fighting at the Capitol. They're doing all that they've been doing for decades now, and really setting the path for my generation to be able to have the opportunity to now awamo our kuleana, to now pick up our responsibility, take on our responsibility to learn from them and continue the work that they've been doing.
Well, we look forward to hearing what will come out of this from you, and we thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you so much. Aloha.
This is Becky Soon, one of the ʻAha participants. We'll also be hearing from the other side. Bumpy Kanahele will be coming up in our 7 o'clock hour, so stay with us here while sunrise is on the road.